Hey everybody, it's Mike Sullivan with Born to Shine. Today we have a great guest. Her name is Dr. Kelli Joseph. She is the superintendent over at St. Helena Parish School District in beautiful Louisiana with apparently the best food in the world, I heard. So, Dr. Joseph, thank you for being with us today.
Well, thank you very much for having me. I do appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely, likewise.
Mhm.
And when you were um, in this within the school system, what was your journey like to become the superintendent? That's a really big responsibility. A lot of people look up to you for your thoughts and wisdom and experience and your leadership. And what was your journey like?
Yeah, well, so I actually started off as a substitute teacher in a
Mm,
classroom. So I jumped from school to school, just serving as a substitute. Then I landed a long-term substitute position in an alternative program that helped kids who were 2 and 3 grade levels behind.
mm,
So it was through that program that I was able to finish my bachelor's degree. And I was mentored by this awesome lady named Alexia Henderson, who taught me how to be a really good teacher.
mm,
And so through her experiences that she shared with me and through that mentorship, I was able to become, that teacher that I feel that all kids needed. So I really enjoyed that journey in my career. I stayed there, and then from becoming a teacher, I became an assistant principal
mm-hmm.
at that opportunity, then principal. And then here comes this opportunity to apply for superintendency in St. Helena Parish. And so, actually, what happened is that there was this new way of applying for jobs online.
Mm,
And so I never done it. And I said, well, you know what? Let me go ahead on and just try. So I put my information in, all that stuff. Then I saw the position for St. Helena.
mm,
And I said, oh, that's interesting because I knew St. Helena. I had some relatives that lived in the area and all of that. Um, kind of knew about the demographics and the challenges that they had and all of that. But at the end of the day, it was let me learn how to apply for this job online. So I let the application sit for a little bit. Um, didn't really think about really coming to St. Helena because, the job that I had as principal at my school was going great and everything. And I was at ease and things were wonderful there. Then a couple of weeks later, I went back to the site and I saw that they extended the application. I said, wow, okay. I pressed send and here I am. Literally, that is what happened. That is what happened. I went through the process and everything, and uh, I've been here now for almost 13 years, and I absolutely love it.
That's
Absolutely love the community, love the children. They're my kids. I absolutely love being here and creating opportunities for them to be successful.
I love that. That's a beautiful story, and I love how encouraging that will be. For example, if I was listening to this and I was a teacher or a principal, that would make me think, maybe I could do it too. So that's really cool how you hit
Absolutely.
send.
I
Here you are.
always say, if it depends, it doesn't matter what it is. If I can do it, you can absolutely do it. I'm all about encouraging people to want to live their best lives and just go through all the challenges, do all of the things that, you want to do because it can be done.
Yeah.
If I can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Beautiful. And then, when you were K-12, anywhere in between, was there anything that you struggled with your, any challenges? Like for me, I struggled with OCD, I had anxiety, I had ADD, I had A through Z. I really struggled when I was a kid, and that made learning more difficult than the students that weren't struggling internally. Um, so if there's anything that you're comfortable sharing with, we'd love to hear it.
Absolutely. And I'm at a point in my life and in my life's journey that if there's anything that I can share that can help someone else, um, you know, understand what they're going through and help them get through it, I'm
Mm-hmm.
willing to do it. So the one thing that I had a big issue with growing up was self-esteem.
Mm,
Just, my dad used to tell us, hey, you know what? There's always somebody bigger and better than you, right? And I understood what that meant,
mm-hmm.
right? It means that, you always you need to humble yourself. You
Mm-hmm.
need to not go in always thinking that, you're the top dog, you're all of this, because there's always somebody bigger and better.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody always, pushing and doing and those kind of things. But for me, I internalized it, and I internalized it to a fault.
Mm-hmm.
I always felt that there was someone bigger and better than me. I
Mm-hmm.
never thought that that person was me.
Mm,
So I struggle with that a lot. Never went into anything with a full level of confidence or um, security in knowing that I could do it. It was always a struggle. And
mm-hmm.
um, I had to figure out ways to meet the challenges. And it was through that process that I learned that, hey, you know what? I really can do this. I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just, taking that step by step. There were a lot of bumps and, bruises along the way with it. But at the end of the day, I finally, and I'm 52 years old, right? And it was at this moment in my life where I realized that, hey, you know what? Sometimes I am the best one in the room. Sometimes I am, you know, the biggest and the brightest. Sometimes it's me. And as I'm saying it right now, it feels awkward. It feels like, ooh, like I shouldn't be saying it. But at the end of the day, I have to realize that it is okay to feel that way. It's okay to feel confident. It's okay to feel good about yourself. It's okay to um, have the knowledge and the skill sets to be able to, do the things you need to do. Now, it's okay. It's okay to be good. It's okay to be great. It's okay. It's okay to be, the bigger, better person. It is okay to feel that way and have that self-confidence, that self-esteem, that self that we need in order to deal with challenges and deal with, all of the adversities that and the things that, that life brings us every day. So it's okay. So that was my biggest thing is that self-esteem.
Yeah, and I appreciate you sharing that. And I'm sure people that are watching this or listening to this are appreciating that as well because chances are, probably 90% chances are, the person listening or watching this, they feel the same way. It's very common. I struggled with self esteem too because I was bullied. So I went to school like, yay, I'm a happy little kid, third grade, right? Like, life's good, I'm happy, I'm on a bus, I have a lunch bag, okay, I'm good. And then
Mhm.
get into school and it's like, whoa, now I'm in a war zone. What's going on? Why am I being told I'm, you know, not cool enough, not tall enough, not whatever enough, not just stupid, not smart enough? I'm like, damn, this doesn't feel right. And so that
Exactly.
really beat up my uh, internal sense of worth and value, and all of that is rooted in God anyway. So even developing that sense of worth and value, that and self-esteem, confidence, if that's all rooted in God and we're shining his light and not ours, and it's not a competition, it's not that I'm and anyone's better than anyone else. We're not. We're all equal. We're all um, we all have struggles, and we're all trying to just day by day get through those, and just be a more loving, compassionate, giving, forgiving um, person. And
Absolutely.
that's so. But I
Absolutely.
appreciate you sharing it because we all struggle with it. I totally
Absolutely.
can
And
relate.
you know that that self-esteem, that lack of self-esteem that people may feel, also some may relate it to imposter syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
Working and you
Sure.
feel like, am I that person? Am I really doing a great job? Am I really, that's a struggle that I think everyone has. It's a struggle that I have, absolutely, in knowing. But I like what you said, but it's through faith and that belief in God and that belief that God put us here for a reason,
Mm-hmm.
and we have got to make sure that we're on the path that He wants us to be on,
Mm-hmm.
and that we have that discernment, right? That we ask Him to give us the grace, the understanding, the wisdom
Mm-hmm.
to know how to maneuver through all of that. And I think that if we have that deep faith, and I know I have that deep abiding faith in God, He has definitely transformed me and has given me the strength and the wherewithal to get through it all.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I am very blessed. I am highly favored. And so I know because of that, I know I'm great because God does not what? He does not make trash. He does not make, right? He builds us, he made us in his own image, in his own likeness, and he gave us the gifts and the things that we need, right? And the talent we need to continue on our journey. So that is the main thing that has guided me through all of the challenges that I face with that imposter syndrome and that lack of, confidence.
Amen, amen. It's all, all praise Jesus, praise the Lord. It's all him. And same with me, all the challenges I went through. So if anyone is watching this and they're feeling, oh, I can totally relate to Kelly. I have imposter syndrome too, or I'm struggling with my self-esteem, or that the anchor ultimately is God, our relationship with him. And you
Mm.
said it's so true what you said. God made us fearfully and wonderfully. So if you're watching, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. And if you have some different versions of the Bible will say you're masterfully made, like you are a masterpiece. So if you're struggling, yeah, that's okay, and that's normal. We all do, and then it's really focusing on instead of our pain, which is easy to do. I'm guilty of it, but to
Mhm.
focus on God and remembering, okay, He said I was fearfully and wonderfully made, and He has a plan and purpose for you. Just like how Kelly, she was struggling, look at her now, she's a superintendent. God had a plan and a purpose for her, and God has a plan and a purpose for you, whoever is listening right now. So that's just, yeah. Anywho,
Beautiful. Yes.
where are we at? Let's see. I love it. This is fun.
I did too. I got you.
Totally. No, and so the third, oh yeah. So in your district, which is really cool because a lot of superintendents that I'm blessed to connect with, like you, they have the K-5, right? Elementary, and then a middle school, and then a high school. You guys have, what is it again? The pre-K through two?
Yes, pre-K through 2, that's our early learning center.
Mm-hmm,
And we
mm-hmm,
have our 3rd through 6th grade, that's
mm-hmm.
our St. Helena Arts and Technology Academy.
Cool.
And we have 7-12, that's our St. Helena College and Career Academy.
And
And
then,
we have an alternative program for all of our kids who struggle in the classroom.
love it.
And we also have a virtual program.
Super cool. I
Yeah.
love it. And the one my heart, I mean, my heart goes to all of them, but the one that it goes to immediately is that high risk because I would have identified with that. Like I'm really struggling. So that's so cool that you have that. And what are you noticing that's working well, supporting your students with their emotional and mental health? And then where do you see some gaps that you'd like to bridge?
Yeah. So COVID really impacted our community,
Mm-hmm.
and just trying to bridge the gap between the access and opportunities, right, with
Mm-hmm.
the internet and all of those things. And we did a great job with that. I must say, I'm hats off to all of our staff and, all of our workers who really worked hard to make sure that, our kids did not miss out on, that those instructional things. So very happy with that. But the, you know, I guess the after effects of it all is really caused an awareness for mental health, right? We
Mm-hmm.
really
Mm-hmm.
need to look at that, not just in our district, but of course, across,
Everywhere.
it's everywhere, right? So what we've done, we first started with our employees, and we have now a health and wellness policy
Mm.
that really speaks to providing them with the mental health supports that they need. And it's really some tangible things. So if they needed to take a half a day to kind of get organized and get their, get their mentals together, they're able to do that at no, at no charge. We won't take any sick days or anything from them. It's opportunities that we're giving them. We're also giving them the opportunity to meet with, social workers or psychologists or people that they need to help, with one-on-one supports and helping with whatever, mental struggles that they're facing. So that is in policy. That was something that we did not have pre-COVID. So that's something that we do have now for them. For our kids, it's the same thing. We have school-based health clinics that provide social workers and psychologists and all those things for our kids when they need it. We had a tragic incident that happened on our high school campus on September 12th,
Mm,
where one of our learners was shot and killed on
mm,
campus.
mm.
And it was devastating. It was devastating. It was a devastating thing.
I'm so sorry.
But we're managing to get through it through mental health supports through Southeast Community Health Systems. That's the partner that we have that has the help-based clinics on all of our campuses. And
Mm,
they really came out and provided that support
mm,
for our entire community, our entire
mhm,
school community. And so we want to continue that support. So we are now applying for another federal grant to help provide the mental health supports for our kids by
great.
way of, we're looking at trainings for our employees and also for our police departments in our community. We're looking at some peer-to-peer mediation programs. We're looking for ways to provide our kids opportunities to express their concerns,
Hmm.
whether they want to, anonymously or not. So we're looking at all of those opportunities to bridge the gap by way of this program. We're also looking at getting resource officers. We are a small rural community. We don't have all of the resources that's needed to really give everybody what they need. So we have to bridge the gap by way of, applying for grants. So this grant will help get us a resource officer on campus. And then that resource officer will receive the mental health trainings that they
Hmm.
need to identify when a child is going through a mental crisis, rather than thinking that it's a discipline issue and being punitive, right?
Mm-mm.
We want to identify what that looks like when they're going through that mental health crisis and give them the proper supports that they need in order to work through it and, get back to being whole again. So those are some things that we're working on. And it's really important to call out the need for our adults.
Hmm.
They really do need, and me included,
Absolutely. We
you
all
know,
do.
we all need that mental health support. And it's okay to say that.
Oh, yes.
There's this stigma
Hmm.
around mental health,
Hmm.
and we need to, like, make that a common thing to talk about, that it is okay.
Hmm.
We need to normalize, mental health and the need to have everyone feel comfortable in talking about it. It is
Absolutely.
okay to talk about it,
Totally.
'cause like you said earlier, we all have struggles, we all go through things, and we need to not believe that everything is 100% a-okay every single day.
Yeah. No, that's not
It's
normal.
stressful.
No. Yeah.
It is not normal.
Yeah. No,
You
I
need to
love it.
be authentic. It's about being authentic. It's about being real about
Hmm.
who you are as an individual and what you need to be whole.
Absolutely. And it's okay to not be okay. If you're
It is
listening, it's
so
okay. And you're normal. It's
okay.
okay. And it's actually cool to get a coach, right? So here's an example. If you like sports, I'm from Chicago. There's a guy, played basketball. He's pretty good. His name's Michael Jordan. You may have heard of him. Yeah. So he had a coach, right? He didn't make his high school team. He didn't. They cut him. They said, "You're not good enough." Guess what he had? He had a coach. And guess what happened? He got better. So
That's right.
it's the same thing. Seeing a psychologist is like a life coach, right? And many of the best athletes in the world, especially now, they have psychologists. There was I forget her name, but I love gymnastics. I dabbled in it as a kid, And then I went to high school. They didn't have a boys team, so I saw these guys flying in the air. It was pole vault. I'm like, oh, that looks fun, and so I did that. But as a kid, I loved gymnastics, and I forget her name, but she was at the Olympics and recently, and she was set to win all the gold medals, and she pulled out because she was feeling that it was just too much. So, and I loved it. She said, we want to destigmatize mental health, like what you were saying. There's a stigma. Well, it's okay. We need to talk about it if we're ever going to get through it. So it's like you said, being authentic, opening up, and creating a safe space where the student or the staff or the parents, anyone just feels safe. It's a safe space,
Yes.
and that it's okay to share, and we're all in this together. So it's
Mhm.
okay.
It is
Um,
okay.
if there's anything on your heart, if there's any words of edification, like support or encouraging words, or whatever's on your heart, would love to hear that.
So the thing that resonated with me in what you said was about that safe space.
Mm-hmm.
That is so important. That speaks to our community.
Mm-hmm.
That speaks to the people in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
It is important to have people who support you,
Mm-hmm.
who don't pull you down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those that encourage you, your cheerleaders. It's very important that everyone has that community. And I hear this new thing is it says, check after your strong friends,
Mm-hmm.
right? Check on your strong friends.
Mm-hmm.
Um, your strong friends are the ones that, don't necessarily have people that they can turn to, or they're the ones that everyone turns to for the help and support.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone needs the help and the support. So check on your strong friends. Just be a a shining light to everyone that you come across, right?
Amen.
You want to be godlike. We're not saying be perfect. I'm not saying that at all because none of us are perfect. There's only one perfect being, and that is God, right? But you always should strive to be godlike.
Mm-hmm.
And that means that you treat others the way you want to be treated. That's the golden rule, right? If everyone did that, just imagine the type of world that we would be in, right? If we really truly cared, if we really loved like we're supposed to love, this world could be such a better place. So I encourage everyone to just be positive, to just be that light, to be that cheerleader, that supporter for the people that you have in your community. In community, I mean, your parents, it could be your sisters, your brothers, your close friends. It could be work, associates at work. It could be whomever is in your presence. Just always be that shining light,
I
right?
love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dr. Joseph, thank you so much for spending time with us and sharing your wisdom with us today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I really do appreciate this opportunity to speak.
Absolutely.